How to get a man to come back to you. Well, you got to stop chasing them first and foremost. I don't always recommend you getting back with people. Right? I try not to put a full-on red light or a full-on green light in most situations. It's a yellow light, proceed with caution at your own risk. But honestly, the only way, in my experience, and I've re-upped with exes before, is to move on from them. The way to get back with an ex is to move on. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but that's the only way it works. If you remain desperate, if you remain chasing after them, if you remain their plan B, if you remain in their back pocket, if you remain the same person you are today, they are not going to appreciate you, and they're going to continue to see you as disposable. You actually have to set your mind to being like, how do I actually become a viable and desirable mating candidate to that person once again? Because you got to start moving on. You got to start leveling yourself up physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You got to start thinking about, who would they meet? If they met me in 6 months from now, who are they going to meet? Are they going to meet the same guy, the same girl, the same old stale leftovers that they decided that they didn't want to eat anymore? Or are they going to see a whole new meal with extra sides and extra desserts? Right? Are they going to feel like they missed the bus? Or are they going to feel like they dodged a bullet? That is actually how you get back with people, by moving on. Ask yourself why you want them back. Because I've got back with people for the wrong reasons in the past. I've got back with people just because I saw another guy coming into her life and I didn't like that. That was for validation. That was for ego. That was for the wrong reasons. I saw them moving on to somebody that I knew some things about. I knew this person was not a healthy person to start building your life around. He was into some activities that were less than legal. And so when I know that about it, I want to protect. So guess what? Swoop back in, save the day, get you away from that. But you can't save everybody. You can't save people from themselves. You can't save people from the decisions that they're going to make. Right? And so I've done a lot of that. I've done a lot of saving. I've done a lot of saving in my past. So you got to ask why you want this person back, because a lot of times it's not for the right reasons. It's for the wrong reasons, for the wrong things. It's typically because you want their validation. It's because you want their acceptance. They have rejected you, and now you've tied your self-worth to their rejection of you. And so now you need them to accept you again in order for you to feel like you have any sort of worth again. So once again, it comes down to moving on, because you actually have to find your worth within you again. They don't own it. They don't have it. They're not holding it hostage. They don't have your identity, keeping it away from you, waiting for you to wait. Like they can't give it to you, man. And if your identity and your self-worth is contingent upon that person being in your life and your freedom and your future is dependent on another human being's free will. And that is one of the weakest things that I can even begin to imagine. Imagine basing your destination on another person's free will. It's no wonder you're going to feel extremely weak, like you're out of control, because you're placing your identity in something that you can't control. That makes no sense. So you really have to begin to build your self-worth up for you, your identity for you, your direction for you, regardless of your ex. That's actually how this happens. And what typically will also happen if you actually do this, if you actually put this into practice, you'll start growing, you'll start learning, you'll start loving yourself. And at some point, you'll actually be looking back at your ex and being like, you know what? That would actually be going backwards to get back with them. I don't want them anymore. I've actually leveled up to a point where that would be actually a downgrade for me. So keep moving forward. I believe in you, but it's you who has to.